And
our next candidate, I got to know him about a year ago, and I was very impressed with this young man. He really caught my eye as a guy who was very intelligent, smart. As board members, we reached out and asked Pete to use his expertise, and we got him involved with the Business Employment Technology Advisory Council, which is a group that exists to help us to get grants for our vocational and business programs. He got involved with our newly formed foundation. He's been involved in the strategic planning initiative that we have going on, another thing that never happened around here before. And so he's really getting involved and seeing what goes on. But another interesting thing, as I've gotten to notice this young man, is that what a great family history he has. Pete Zangari is the grandson of the legislator of the 28th district for nearly 30 years, Jimmy Zangari. If anybody recalls him, he's a well-respected and effective legislator who won the hearts and minds of his constituents. And because of his efforts, he always put his constituents first. And even Pete being so much younger than me, we'd have these conversations about his grandfather and what he did. And the only thing Pete tells me whenever he talks about his grandfather is all of these lessons about service, serving the people, doing what's right for the people. And so in Pete, I see a man who is cut from the same cloth as his grandfather. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the next board member to help us really get things done on the board, and that would be Peter Zangari Jr.
Good evening. I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself to the people who I haven't talked to personally. I'm a lifelong resident of Belleville. I went to Catholic Grammar School and Belleville High School. In Belleville High School, I was involved with sports, the athletic program, and I made many relationships with educators and classmates that I will carry with me the rest of my life. After high school, I spent the first 2 years in college studying criminal justice before pursuing a career in technology and attending the Chubb Institute of Technology. Subsequent to graduation, I worked for Dendrite International, which operates in 50 countries and is used by the world's top 20 pharmaceutical companies. I was assigned to consult with Pfizer, and at a young age, I had the opportunity to travel all over the United States and acclimate myself with the fast world of business and technology. Since then, I have moved on to the public sector, continuing my education every year with advanced coursework in IT training, network design, security, infrastructure, and maintenance. In my personal life, I've strived to live by the creed, it's not what your country can do for you, but rather what you can do for your country. I have always been involved with charity and civic organizations, focusing in on service above self, education, scholarships, medical research, and mentoring. Being an active member, I sit on executive boards, served as treasurer, serve on scholarship committees, and have been instrumental in fundraising and recruiting new members. With the Belleville Board of Education, I am a committee member on BTAC, which is a state mandate to receive certain technology grants, strategic planning, the resource committee, which lays a blueprint for future budgets, and in recent, the Belleville Education Foundation, where my technology background will be used to electronically promote and market the good of the organization. This leads me into why I'm running for the board. My involvement has fired my interest and opened my eyes to the many areas in dire need of improvement at probably the most crucial and vulnerable time. It disheartens me to see our board elections are downplayed with lack of interest when in fact our town's most important election is now. It serves as a direct result for our children's education, their preparation for life, our tax base, property value, and reputation. We all know the current economic situation in the country, and it's no different in Belleville. We have to deal with less funding, increased cost of goods and service, all while focusing in on raising the bar and the level of the education in the classrooms. This is not a time to focus our attention on politics. We need to focus on the quality and the level of instruction in our classroom by giving our students technology, tools, and a good learning environment. Now, in recent elections, we've heard the word change over and over again. You see, I disagree with that word. I think we need to focus on progress. I've learned civically and in business that progress is infectious and needs to start with leadership and accountability. No one wants to be on a losing team. With leadership and accountability on our board, it will trickle down to the administrators, educators, and into our classrooms. Once progress is present there, it will flood into the homes and community. This will feed a whole other dynamic I hear about all the time: lack of interest and involvement for our parents and our community. When the parents and the residents of Belleville read, hear, and see the progress, they will want to be a part of this. This is what's going to further solidify a quality and solid learning environment for our children. Residents of Belleville, please consider me for your vote on Tuesday to be your next trustee of the Board of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. So there you have it. There couldn't be a better possible combination, and that's why Bill and I and Carmen are supporting Judy Piscatowski and Pete Zangari. Judy brings a legacy and an experience and a veteran status to the board, and Pete brings youth and vitality and a new vision to the board. And both that combination is very strong and powerful, and it will propel us into the future where we want to be. So, Tuesday is election day. Polls open from
2 to 9.
all together. The polls open from 2 to 9. We're all going to go out and vote. We're going to vote Zangari, Piscatowski, and we're all going to get 5 other people to come out each and vote. And then by the end of the evening, we'll all be celebrating and ready to move on to a greater... We're going to move upstairs. That's it. We're moving on up. and we'll be poised for success. So I thank you for your attention, and I think it's time for the cake.